opening statement, I would not voluntarily go to a social event with LeBron James fans, Draymond Green, certainly not LeBron himself, or Isiah Thomas. Why? Not because of their style of basketball play, but because the conversations are almost certainly going to be some form of insecure, narcissist, whiny victim horse crap that is going to be hard to stomach and would certainly keep women at the other side of the room, unless, of course, they are wearing $1,000 bills as their clothing. With that said, I think Michael Jordan not liking Isiah Thomas is actually a credit to his personality. Isiah Thomas has fundamental character flaws that make him an unlikable person to me. Stop talking about what he's done in his basketball career and just think about why someone might not like him. And it's for very similar reasons that us old heads don't like a lot of the guys in the NBA right now. Zero accountability, zero responsibility for one's own actions. And Isiah Thomas not only has demonstrated his desire to blame others, but even after getting older and maturing and having the opportunity to realize, it's probably not a very good look, he doubles down on it. Example number 1, saying that they didn't shake hands because the Celtics didn't shake hands. Dude, I don't give a shit if the Celtics never shook anyone's hands in the entire history of the franchise. You make your own decision. You behave the way you think is appropriate. Who cares what someone else did? When you use someone else's actions to excuse your own, that's a character flaw. You know what's classy or not classy. Or maybe you actually don't know. Maybe you really don't know the difference, which is a core problem. But for Isiah to believe his own BS, he had to overlook his own recent history against the Bulls. And the fact that the people that you were defeating had the class to shake your hands and stay on the floor. And you just overlook that and choose to go back to a certain time in history and point at what someone else did to excuse your actions. It's very selective, first of all. Well, second of all, because more important than the selection of finding someone's bad behavior is that you had to find bad behavior or questionable behavior to try and excuse yourself. 2 wrongs don't make a right, Isiah. Number 2 is blaming Dennis Rodman for Isaiah's own words. They are your words, Isiah. Did someone else say them first? Sure. You said them, and then you repeated them. When you had time to sit there and think, that's probably not a very smart thing Rodman said, you said, nope, I agree. And when given a chance later in the Bad Boys documentary to say, you know what, that wasn't the best thing I could have said, what's Isiah Thomas do? Pretends he didn't say it. I never said it. I never said the quote. Rodman did. I mean, what an embarrassing person. I don't know Isiah enough to hate him the way that I guess Michael Jordan does, but these 2 indicators by themselves make me think I couldn't hang out with a guy. That's the type of guy at a bar who, when the girls, when the hot ones aren't giving him attention and are giving the other guy attention, he's the one who's going to come up to the girls and like whisper in their ear that you got VD or something, anything to tip the scales in his favor. That's the type of guy Isiah is, and that's not who anyone wants to be friends with. Number 3 in the lack of accountability is blaming the NBA for Jordan's success. and the whole changing the rules narrative. I've harped on this in multiple episodes. Which rules did they change? There wasn't a changing of the rules. It was the NBA finally enforcing existing rules against the Pistons. I mean, the Bad Boys documentary, in which all the bad boys appear in it and speak on it, explains to you that the success of the Pistons was by them being hard knocks, them being the Raiders of the NBA and doing dirty things. And most of the league did not like what the Pistons were doing. Most of the league did not like what the NBA was allowing the Pistons to do. And indeed, they shouldn't have. They were overcoming the fact that they weren't as talented as some other teams by being allowed to put those talented people on their asses. And then it became a thing and it became embraced. And whether you want to argue that it's good to have physicality in the game or not, that was a different kind of physicality, and it was a physicality that made up for shortcomings in other categories. And boy do LeBron fans want to run with that. Boy, do LeBron fans want to pretend that the NBA helped Jordan get to where he went. This is exactly why Isiah Thomas is getting lumped into the Victimite syndrome that all LeBron fans participate in. You think it's a coincidence that he's appearing on Draymond Green, Clutch Sports, Pro LeBron, Anti-Jordan shows to continue crying as an old man? I don't know anyone who has as many clips of being beaten up as Michael Jordan. But that's not what the topic of this episode is. It's Isiah Thomas always pointing somewhere else. Not classy, not likable, and representative of today's game. He is an early version of what most guys act like now. And, you know, unfortunately, victimhood is very popular. So during this victim day and age of the media, of course, Isiah Thomas is popping his head up and going on a show to say how his feelings are hurt and telling Michael Jordan that he's owed a public apology. You know what? If you're so classy and manly, maybe you are the one who should have a private conversation with Michael Jordan. Not sit there and say, oh, he needs to do this or do that. Which I guess I'll mention the Dream Team for the billionth time. The Olympic Committee had every right to say no to Michael Jordan. When Jordan said he didn't want to play if Isiah was playing, they had the right to say, well, Isiah is really important, so we're going to have to get by without you, Michael. You know, Michael Jordan did not have the type of multi-billion-dollar media corporation power that LeBron James and others do these days. And the Olympic team probably would have won without Michael and would have won without Isiah. But their job was to put together the team most likely to win. They also knew if you're going to be representing the United States of America, you should probably take the most popular human being on the planet at that time. Not just most popular basketball player, most popular human being on the planet. Which brings up an interesting side topic. You know, who was more likely to say something embarrassing in the media? Isiah has a history of it. I dare say it would have made an even bigger stink if the Olympic Committee had chosen not to go with Michael Jordan. People would just be talking about, wow, why in the hell wasn't Michael Jordan there? Chuck Daly could have protested. The rest of the team could have protested and stopped saying that Isiah deserved that spot. None of these were predetermined positions. There's no such thing as deserved. There's earned. And he suffered the consequences of his own actions, of his own character, of his own behavior. So he didn't deserve that spot because there were very real reasons he wasn't selected. That's part of deserving. And why is it such a crime for someone not to like someone else? I think that, for me, the blatant honesty is almost refreshing. Jordan thinks that Isiah Thomas is an asshole, and he said that Isiah Thomas is an asshole. You can't possibly like everyone the way they act like they do today. Based on the character flaws that I've pointed out today regarding Isiah Thomas, it's actually a credit to LeBron James that he doesn't like him. I would think less of Michael Jordan if he was buddy-buddy with a guy like this. Today, you'll have guys that talk shit behind each other's backs nonstop, then go on podcasts or something and be like, oh, I love him like a brother, nothing but respect. Nothing but respect. Oh, my God. You know it's not true. Empty words. Retweet the empty words. Put the empty, meaningless words all over social media and pretend that that person is a good guy. Spewing his empty words. Stop it. Stop it. Well, I just got back from a jog. I like to break up my computer time with some exercise. And you know how they say that your devices listen to you? Man, I'm out there running, and they put on Uncommon Sense doing an episode about Isiah Thomas that I thought was released today, since they were playing it for me. It was released 5 months ago. And the title was something along the lines of Isiah being the first LeBron. Damn you. I can't cuss anymore because YouTube's destroying my channel. Darn you. That sounds so stupid. Darn you, Uncommon, having these ideas. But I still had some pretty original thoughts in there. It was not a copy, except for the last part about how the Pistons succeeded by really cheating the rules. Anyways, but still, props to Uncommon. It's comforting that other people have similar thoughts. Oh man, it's not comforting that my devices are listening to me. Weird. Well, thank you for listening. Man, I've got about 500 million things I haven't released yet that I need to finish. Where do I begin? What should I do next? But thank you for your support. I don't know what YouTube is doing to me, but I hope you'll stick with me.